13 hits and scoring 10 runs in game one. First place LA will again feature their high-powered offense tonight against the Giants. Jonathan Sanchez will look to give the team a big lift down the stretch. 21 games to go. The Giants must win now. It's game 2 of the series coming up next. A sellout crowd on this Saturday evening is making their way into AT&T Park, trying to reignite the Giants, who are struggling a bit in September. They need to bounce back here in game 2 of the 3-gamer with the LA Dodgers. And welcome to an evening of Giants baseball here on NBC Bay Area, the Giants TV network. Greg Papa in for John Miller tonight, joined by Mike Krukow. When the month started, the Giants and Rockies were tied. The Giants now have lost 6 of 10. Colorado's won 10 of 11, Mike. They're 5.5 back. They got to start winning right now.
Well, these are the times that try men's souls. And in the words of Benji Molina, we need to kind of like let a little pressure off ourselves. He says that's why we're screwing up. And maybe what's happening, they just, whatever they have to do, they got to find some kind of a rhythm up and down their lineup, and it has to happen tonight. It can't wait till tomorrow. It's got to happen tonight.
Was that a Benji Molina quote? These are the times that try men's souls. I'm very impressed. For more words of wisdom, let's head downstairs to NBC Bay Area Sports Director Raj Mathai.
Thank you, Greg. Pablo Sandoval has dictated the Giants' offense all season long. His numbers directly correlate to the Giants' success. Now, take a look. In the month of August, Sandoval's numbers, he was batting .355. Things were going very well for this team. However, so far in the month of September, his batting average is .212. Sandoval is 7 for his last 33. Not surprisingly, the Giants have lost 6 of their last 10 games. But Sandoval can turn things around quickly. He needs to do it beginning tonight. Time is running out for Sandoval and the Giants. Let's see what happens game 2 against the Dodgers. First pitch and starting lineups coming up next right here on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network.
Up in the booth, Raj Mathai is field level. Dodgers won last night 10-3, 84-58, now in a 7.5 game lead over the Giants. Giants trail Colorado by 5.5, and Sanchez's first pitch to Rafael for a call, a fastball taken for a strike. McCall was 1 for 5 in last night's Dodger victory. Scored a run. Pitch down low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The Beat LA chant starts early tonight. A sellout house here at AT&T Park, and tonight is a big one. Giants desperately need this game.
Well, they desperately need to get this crowd into this game. They couldn't do it last night. That's something they need to do tonight.
McCall lifts the 1-1. Sandoval at first base will have scored it back over the Dodger dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes as Jonathan Sanchez mounted red hot in the second half of the year, and since his no-hitter takes the mound tonight.
Really, and it was the no-hitter where he started believing in himself, and since that no-hitter he has been fantastic. In fact, he has limited opponents to 5 hits or less in 10 of his last 11 starts, and that's a remarkable number. You can see 138 innings, 111 hits allowed, strikeouts averaging almost 10 strikeouts per inning.
We'll call a chopper to Eugenio Velez. He has time on that side, and he will throw out Rafael for a call. Dodgers starting lineup is brought to you by Verizon Wireless, America's largest mobile-to-mobile calling family. Andre Ethier does not have good numbers against Jonathan Sanchez. He is 3 for 19, and Juan Pierre having a good year, and he hits the Giants well. So Pierre is going to bat second. He'll be in center. Manny's in left. Matt Kemp will move to right field. Casey Blake, a big game last night. Then James Loney, also a big game. Russell Martin, Orlando Hudson back in the lineup for Joe Torre, and it is Vicente Padilla, one of the new Dodgers, on the mound tonight as Juan Pierre takes a strike. Juan Pierre, Mike, has had a sensational year. In fact, when you talk Dodger MVPs this year, they bring up certainly Andre Ethier and Matt Kemp, but they point to the play of Pierre, those 50 games that Manny was suspended, and he really carried the ball club during that time.
Well, and he's a little guy that can do that. He can carry the team with a bat that's always been a potent bat. I mean, when you have the ability to hit for over 200 hits in a season, you can hit. And Juan Pierre, this is something that is kind of his signature. And he's had 200 hits in his career 4 times, once with the Rockies, twice with Florida, once with the Cubs.
And you don't want to walk him, certainly. He takes a strike, and the count is 3-2.
Plus, he can put so much pressure on you on the base paths. I mean, that's another disruptive quality that.
Strike 3 called. Big recovery by Sanchez there after falling behind Pierre. He punches him out.
Fastball inside corner. See you later. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Jonathan Sanchez. It is a defense brought to you by your California Ford dealers. It'll be Bowker, Rowan, and Wynn. That's your outfield. Renteria and Uribe on the left side of the infield with Velez and Sandoval on the right side. And Benjamin Molina, well, he'll be in the squad, putting down the fingers for Jonathan Sanchez. This is one of the big matchups right here, I think, in tonight's ball game. There's 2 guys you need to really control if you're Jonathan Sanchez. Manny Ramirez and Casey Blake. Those are the 2 guys I think they're going to be 2 of his toughest outs tonight.
Manny with a hit and a walk last night, was retired his first 3 times, then got the hit in their 5-run 7th, and later walked in the 8th. Beginning to come alive a little bit, Mike. It's been well documented how he has struggled since coming back from the suspension. Tough play, backhanded by Juan Uribe at third. Will plant and shoot down Manny Ramirez. Nicely done by Uribe over third. A 1-2-3 top of the first for Jonathan Sanchez. Jonathan Sanchez, a 1-2-3 top. Here come the Giants in the bottom. Eugenio Velez will lead it off. Freddie Sanchez not in the lineup tonight, so Edgar Renteria will bat second. Terrific numbers against Vicente Padilla. And it's Pablo Sandoval, Benji Molina, Juan Uribe. John Bowker makes the start in left. Randy Wynn back in. Aaron Rowan will hit eighth. And Sanchez will bat ninth against Vicente Padilla.
Dodgers defensively will have Ramirez, Pierre, and Kemp. That's your outfield with Andre Ethier getting a night off for Colin Blake on the left side of the infield. Hudson and Loney on the right side, and Russell Martin will do the catching. And the man on the hill tonight for the Dodgers will be Vicente Padilla.
And there's the big unit, Mike, watching on the top step of the dugout.
He's been rehabbing his arm, and he's going to throw to some hitters tomorrow. And hopefully, if that is a good go tomorrow, he's going to be available for duty out of the bullpen later on in the week. And I know that's going to be a nice addition to the Giants' pen. It's good to have the big unit back.
And I talked to him before the game. He threw this week Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and he's a little bit sore, but when he throws that simulated game or even batting practice coming up, he may be able to get back in the last couple of weeks of the year. Velez took an 0-4 last night against Hiroki Kuroda in the Dodger bullpen. And he strikes out on 3 pitches.
Oh, that was a nasty curveball. All right, let's take a look at our pitcher numbers. They're brought to you by Verizon Wireless, America's largest mobile-to-mobile calling family. Padilla, 22nd start with Texas and the Dodgers. He's 10-6, 4.63 ERA. I mean, those are good numbers. You say, why does a guy like this bounce around? We don't know. The Dodgers have used him already. He's won a couple of games in the Dodger uniform. You're going to see some good fastballs, 90-mile-an-hour sink, 96-mile-an-hour four-seamers. And you'll see a lot of fastballs. You saw the curveball that he used to strike out Eugenio Velez. He has a split-finger fastball. I mean, he can do a lot of things with the ball, but you basically get in the batter's box and start looking fastballs, especially early in the count.
Renteria, great track record against Padilla, 8 for 16. Padilla, veteran, there's a strike. Former Diamondback, Philly, where he was an all-star. Texas Rangers gave him a big contract. He had a very poor start to his second half, Mike. He had a little problem in the clubhouse. He angered some of his teammates by intentionally throwing at opposing batters, and they were retaliated upon, so they decided to release him. Have Renteria way out in front there, and he'll lift one tamely to Juan Pierre. 2-away.
Now let's take a look at our brown table key ingredients. And first off and foremost, you have to relax the offense. Right now, they're grinding way too hard. The offense is frozen, and we need to free it up. Some of the ghosts. Willie Mays was down at the Giants clubhouse before the game in Mike Murphy's office, and he was offering some encouragement. In a rivalry game with the Dodgers, you need a couple of ghosts, and that's a good one. Willie McCovey also in the house, and also set it up for Brian Wilson. You need to get the closer into a closing situation, and that's the goal tonight. That's your round table ingredients.
Well, we're not Mays and McCovey tonight, huh? Big curveball. That's so wicked ball. What was that? The Ephus pitch?
That's an Ephus pitch. That's a big balloon curveball that they just kind of throw it up there for fun.
Let's see what Pablo will do with that. And he took it. He didn't swing at it. 97-mile-an-hour fastball for a call was shading Pablo up the middle, so that's a 1-2-3 for Padilla. So Sanchez looks sharp, Padilla looks sharp, and it's 0-0 after 1. Rockies. Your $20 special event ticket will get you a Filipino-themed Giants t-shirt, culturally themed Giant pregame and in-game entertainment, and seating in the special Heritage Night section. For more info, get to sfgiants.com/special events or call 415-972-2298. Filipino Heritage Night 2. The first one, of course, featured the great Filipino Manny Pacquiao. And a huge crowd came out as Jonathan Sanchez misses inside to Matt Kemp for ball 1.
Breakout year for Matt Kemp. He has really put together a nice season.
And they moved him to right field tonight, Mike, with Andre Ethier out of the lineup and Pierre in the lineup. Pierre goes to center and Matt Kemp. He can run him down as good as a center fielder, but he has the throwing arm of a right fielder. He was a gifted player. And one pitch up and away, and the count is 2-1.
Split finger fastball that he uses as his changeup. He likes to throw that to right-handers. With Sanchez, you're going to see a fastball that goes 93, 97, depending on how he grips it. Big curveball, a slider, and that split that he likes to throw.
And behind 3-1. Giants are wearing their Gigante jerseys tonight in honor of Fiesta Gigante, the celebration that pays tribute to the local Hispanic community that was going on before the ball game. There's a strike. Hold on, Matt Kemp. Giants have done well with the Gigante jersey since 2005. They worn them 8 previous times, and they're 7-1 and unbeaten here at AT&T. Up the middle, Velez will circle it. Quick release, too high, and Kemp is safe. Larry Vanover is the umpire at first base. See the route that Velez takes to the ball, Mike.
Well, I think he was fooled on the speed as it hit the mound. It kind of killed the ball.
He tagged him.
Like he just skinned his uniform on the back.
He's out, isn't he?
Kind of a balloon throw over to.
Well, maybe not.
No, he missed him. Safe, good call. Larry Vanover, first base umpire, right on it. Nobody was arguing either. I mean, as soon as Sandoval did not put up an argument, you knew that he probably got it right on the call.
Art Santo Domingo, our official scorer tonight, has charged Eugenio Velez with an error on that play.
First hit's got to be clean, especially when you have a guy out there who's got no hit stuff. He's already proven it once this year.
We'll see Blake Mike, a big game last night. With a big 2-run homer, later picked up a single. His 2-run homer off of Matt Cain to stretch the 2-1 lead to 4-1. Kemp takes off, loses his helmet in the process, and steals second base.
Well, that's the beauty of what Matt Kemp can do. I mean, not only can he hit 300, not only can he hit a bunch of home runs for you, but he can steal a base. And in a game where 90-foot increments are huge, I mean, that's a big play. An error, and now it's a stolen base, and essentially it's a leadoff double.
His second stolen base of the year for Kemp. He has been tossed out 7 times. Kemp taking a big lead off the second with the left-hander, and there's a strike. 1-2.
Oh, it's such an easy delivery. And that, I think, is the most important part of the strike zone for him to command, and that's the inside corner to right-handed hitters. When he's driving through that side of the plate, he's got his whole motion in a good ready position. He stays cocked a long time, and that's when he maximizes his velocity and his movement. You combine that with location, and you got a bad animal out there.
Angie jumps back inside. Blake the other way, just past Velez. Kemp had to go back to second. He thought Velez was going to catch that ball, so he will stop at third base.
And I thought the two guys that would give him the most trouble tonight were Manny Ramirez and Casey Blake, and it was for that exact swing. Both guys are insiding out the ball very beautifully right now, and when a guy does that, especially in 2 strikes, I mean, he uses the whole field. He takes pitches away from him. You know, these guys are dialed, Ramirez and Blake. Dodgers can hit. I mean, they lead the league in average as a unit. They hit 273. Giants hit 256 as a team. Dodgers have scored 679 runs. The Giants have scored 559 runs.
There's James Loney hitting number 6 in their lineup, Mike, and he has 83 RBIs on the year. They're not real happy with his power production this year. He's hit 11 home runs, and all 11 have been on the road, but still 83 RBIs. And he is on a real tear. He has 14 for his last 37 over his last 10 games. Guys looking for a ground ball and a double play. They'll give up 1 run here. And that's foul, and it's 0-2.
Picking on a ball, dude. George Gonzalez. Getting some action there, George. And that's Molly Campanero over there on the third base side.
Loney went too far. Big strikeout for Sanchez. 1 away.
That's what he's pitching for. And I like what he did in this sequence. He got to the 0-2 with a couple of fastballs, and here, a first breaking ball, a curve down the dirt. Nice block job by Molina. And Loney, a victim. Now you can get a ground ball from Russell Martin and find a glove in the infield. You can get out of this inning without giving up anything. Essentially, he's still pitching for the strikeout, but he'll take a ground ball if it finds a glove.
And a tough year for Russell Martin overall. 13 and 19 homers the previous 2 years, was when he was a National League All-Star, just 4 this year. But he has picked it up lately, a couple of hits last night. And he has good career numbers against Sanchez.
Opened up the at bat with a fastball, then a changeup. Now he's pitching him in like he's got an open base and he wants to nibble, so maybe he doesn't feel as comfortable against Martin as he does the guy on deck, Orlando Hudson. Martin will hit into some double plays though.
Strike. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike.
Dan Asagda will hunt for strikes. He's an umpire that will definitely give a pitcher like Sanchez a chance to nibble, get some corner calls, and he's not afraid to ring hitters up either. Which, if you're a pitcher, that's a good thing.
Russell Martin has hit into 16 double plays this year. Count goes 3-1, just missed inside.
Cut a fastball with a 4-seam grip right across the plate. Just missed inside.
And he walks him, so he will face Hudson with the bases loaded.
Well, Comcast Sportsnet has complete Giants coverage on Sportsnet Central. You see it every night at 10:30 p.m. Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. Check it out.
Well, Matt Cain had to work hard last night, Mike, in the top of the first, wound up throwing 31 pitches, and he gave up 2 runs right away. You don't want to fall behind early in this game, certainly.
There's Matt Cain talking with Richard Willie and Jeremy Affeldt. Last night I was as disappointed as I've seen Matt Cain in a long time. Very upset about how the game went last night. I think you can see that across the board with the Giants. Their clubhouse very quiet, as you can imagine.
That's why getting off to a good start tonight is so key. So here's Orlando Hudson. Great speed, takes a strike. Hudson got off to a great start this year. His first year as a Dodger, trying to rebound from a serious wrist injury in the offseason, a major wrist operation. He has cooled off lately, and he has lost some playing time. Did not play last night. He had sat 4 times in 11 games coming into the game tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Orlando Hudson.
It's a pretty good ownage. Guy goes 7 for 20 with a couple doubles. You know he sees you well.
A lot of these Dodger hitters have good career numbers against Sanchez. Sanchez, like Matt Cain, has not been able to break through yet and beat the Dodgers in his career. In 6 previous starts, coming in 0-3 with an ERA of 5.5. Hudson lifts one out behind first. Coming in is Randy Wynn. Going out is Velez. Velez will make the catch, and Kemp has nowhere to go. Big out. Now he's got 2, and he'll face the pitcher Padilla, trying to get out of this unscored upon.
Now a pop-up as good as a strikeout. I mean, there was a time this year where if you had Jonathan Sanchez out there with the bases loaded, I mean, you were worried you couldn't throw a strike. Those days are so far beyond this young man. He has really established himself this season. I mentioned before, 10 of the last 11 starts, he's allowed 5 or fewer hits in his outing. And now he'll face Padilla, who's a lifetime 097 hitter.
Does have a hit this year, though, Mike. And there's a strike. So what turned Sanchez around? He used to waver with concentration whenever he got into a jam situation. He would just let it become a big crooked number. How has he been able to lock in?
Well, I mean, he stays in his rhythm. He doesn't try to add on anymore. He just has a nice fluid delivery with all of his pitches. He's honed his mechanics down to a point where he has become much more compact. And because of this compact delivery, he can repeat the arm stroke and stay in the strike zone. He also adjusted his leg kick. He points his leg kick as he lifts his knee up out towards center. It keeps his hip stock, and it really allows him to have power in his back leg into his arm, and it just all translates into confidence.
Just outside. Dodgers had runners on the corners and nobody out. And he got a strikeout, then the bases loaded with 1 out. And he got a pop out, so he's trying to strand Kemp at third, Blake at second, and Martin at first. This would be a huge pickup for the Giant offense if he gets out of it. Just got a piece, Padilla, to stay alive. It was 2 months and 2 days ago that he threw that no-hitter, the Giants' first in 33 years. And he's been a whole different guy. 3-3 with a 3.17 ERA since. Padilla is the one who will bring in the runs. And overrunning it is Bowker. Stopping was Blake. And now they got another runner in between. Coming home is Blake, and Benji will tag him out. So the Dodgers mangle it on the bases, and it's only a run that scores. But Padilla does bring in the run with a 2-out hit off of Sanchez, and the Dodgers lead 1-0.
against the Rockies. If he is not ready to go, Madison Bumgarner, the 20-year-old rookie, will be on. Guys, back up to you.
Well, Dave Gressner was all smiles there. That's got to be a good sign. So if Lincecum is able to go Monday, Mike, then Bruce Bochy will have his rotational line the same way he had the line when the Rockies came in last time and the Giants swept. It would be Lincecum in Game 1, Barry Zito in Game 2, and Matt Cain in Game 3. And they would need to sweep again.
Well, I mean, you can't get caught up in that where you start to think, we have to win 7 games. You can't deal with that. You got to deal with the one thing you control. For pitchers, you deal with the one pitch you're throwing. For hitters, you deal with the one swing of the bat that you can control. And that's how you simplify. But you need to perform, and you need to do it now. I mean, they know the urgency at hand. This is a game that they feel like they have to play well, and they have to win. They just see how hot the Colorado Rockies have been. Last night was their 8th win in a row, and they are running away from them. So the Giants feel that they have to win.
Rockies got a big base hit from Yorvi Torrealba last night. Benji Molina will take one foul down the right field line for a strike. Batters 4, 5, and 6 in Bruce Bochy's lineup tonight. Benji Molina, Juan Uribe, and John Bowker makes the start tonight in left field, and he's in the number 6 hole. Bowker swung the bat well last night late in the game with a triple in the 8th. Molina to center. Juan Pierre will play it on a hop, and Benji is on to open the Giants' second. Well, Golden State Warriors single game tickets are on sale now. Get tickets to the top games at Oracle Arena this season, including the Lakers, the Cavaliers, the Celtics, or opening night, which comes up on October the 28th. Tickets are available now online at Warriors.com or by calling 1-888-GSW-HOOP and press 1. That time of the year, huh? The Sharks are going to training camp. They start tomorrow. Yeah, college football, pro football starts in force tomorrow. Mike, we love this time of the year.
Yeah, we do. It's fun. Some of the Sharks were here on hand yesterday watching the game with their families, and I couldn't believe it when they said they were going to start working out Monday. I could not believe it.
I think Ryan Flo was here last night, and Rob Blake.
They have an 8-month season. I mean, if they go deep in the playoffs.
Uribe, Padilla almost barehanded that ball. For call, he's going to turn a double play. Beautifully done by Rafael Furcal. He has a terrific throwing arm, as you know, but he showed the range up the middle. And Uribe hits into a double play.
He knew he was not going to get any heat around the bag at second because Molina is too slow to get there and put any pressure on him. So it was, hey, I've got a good arm. I can take advantage of it here. But it's a free pass when you don't have a runner putting some heat on you. But as you pointed out, he does have a fantastic arm. All he has to do is get both feet on the ground and get off a throw, and you're in trouble.
Padilla throwing a Livan Hernandez curveball tonight here, Mike.
60 mile an hour. I like that one. That's a pitch you throw on a bet right there.
Can I throw that for a strike under 60 miles per hour? And he comes back at 95.
Hey, he's not afraid. He's making stuff up out there in the mound right now.
And he's pitched well for the Dodgers. He is getting himself back into shape, so he won't be able to go real deep in the game. He is from Nicaragua. I think most of you are aware of that. And he went back to his homeland during the All-Star break, and he actually contracted the swine flu, so he was ill. But he looks pretty sharp tonight. End of 2. Padilla over Sanchez, 1-0.
bat of Rafael Furcal. And that was the type of defense we saw in the outfield. And in the infield was all Freddie Sanchez, making one of the best plays we've ever seen, going to right for a second baseman, and he robbed Russell Martin, get the best HD experience only from Comcast. Comcast gives you the most HD.
That was a heck of a play by Freddie Sanchez last night.
Brilliant play. You saw the Farniente out there in the McCovey Cove. It's a pretty little boat.
A little boat?
Yeah. I say that because that has a Giants tie-in. Farniente is a great wine, and they have what I think is the most beautiful wine label. And the guy that designed that label, Tom Rodriguez, this guy used to go to Giants fantasy camp almost every year. Artist, great guy, big Giants fan.
Did he try to bunt at that? There's Farniente from Napa Valley. It's a beautiful looking ship out there, Mickey.
Ship?
It's not like a little dinghy or anything.
All I know is that we want to be on that thing.
We do. We got time, don't we? 1 ball, 1 strike to Furcal.
Good pitch.
Rogers going through the batting order a second time now. Furcal open with a round out to second. Look at Sanchez, 0 for 10 against Sanchez in his career. Furcal has had a very down year. Trying to come back from extremely complicated back surgery. There's a strike.
That's a 2-1 paint right there. Not a lot you can do, especially if you got a sore back. Hey, I'm not saying he does have a sore back. I'm just saying even if you don't, you're not going to hit that last pitch.
Look at that action coming inside to a right-handed hitter.
Well, it's not often you're going to freeze Furcal. He's a pretty aggressive little hitter, especially on the fastball. He paints him 2-1 on the outside corner here. This cuts completely across the play at the belt. And as we talked about, Dan Asagno, one of the umpires that will look for strikes, and he's not afraid to ring a guy up. Strikeout number 3 for Sanchez.
Well, Sanchez had a quick 1-2-3 top of the first. He had that jam in the top of the second, wound up giving up a run of the base hit to the pitcher Padilla. And was going through the top of the order. Juan Pierre, he struck out looking with a fastball in his first time.
The thing about Pierre is he's got a real flat swing. He doesn't have a lot of load. He's got a pretty direct route to the ball. And he's a good middle away hitter. And I think that's why he's always been able to hit lefties well, because their breaking balls break to the outer half of the plate. And that's his side of the plate where he makes a lot of money.
He can run. Sanchez will barehand, and on the Sandoval, and Pierre's retired. 2 away.
So you pitch him in. Well, tune into the Bay Area's #1 rated 11 p.m. newscast, NBC Bay Area tonight at 11 o'clock, and wake up with traffic and weather on NBC Bay Area weekday morning starting at 4:30 a.m. Well, they love Manny here.
Wherever he goes. Manny's actually even hearing a few boos at Dodger Stadium recently, as his game's fallen off a bit, but still, he is a terror whenever he gets in the box. Swung right through that one. And he bounced at third his first time tonight. Before he was suspended, Ramirez hit .348 in the first 27 games of the year.
Good pitch. That's another thing about Sanchez. If you watch him the last 10, 11 starts, when he misses, he's pretty close to the strike zone. The breaking ball just missed. Had they set the corner in the outside, or the target in the outside corner, they may have gotten that pitch.
Sweeper again, nailed it. Well, he's got good stuff tonight, doesn't he?
He does. We've been saying that just about every time he's been out there. He's gone soft away twice. It sets up the inside corner with a fastball.
And he's starting to drive the ball a little more, at a couple of homers at Chase Field in Phoenix earlier in the week, including a home run off of Danny Herron the other way.
Interesting. Molina called the fastball away. He shook it off. Then he called another breaking ball. He shook it off.
And Manny goes the other way, which he does so well for a 2-strike base hit.
That's when he's dialed. When he's using that side of the field, I mean, he's a complete hitter.
If you go off speed on him and you elevate it, the idea of the pitch is not a bad idea, but look at the location. It was up there above the belt, and he's just unforgiving on location mistakes. That's the type of pitch when you're ahead at count 1-2 to a hitter like Ramirez. You really, really are frustrated and upset with yourself.
Interesting conversation going on at first base, huh? Manny and Pablo. Here's Matt Kemp hitting in the cleanup spot tonight. He scored the game's only run as he grounded one to second. Today, Eugenio Velez circled and threw high on, and Kemp reached on an air, stole second, got to third, and wound up scoring on the base hit from the pitcher, Vicente Padilla. Giants actually got a break in that inning, Mike, on that base hit, because the ball was overrun by Bowker, and Larry Bowa stopped the runner at third, Casey Blake, from coming around, and Russell Martin ran up right behind him, and the Giants were able to get the back runners. Bowa first stopped Blake, and then when it was overrun, he tried to restart him, but it was too late. That's a fair ball. Uribe will take the shortcut to retire Manny Ramirez. Manny a two-out single to Sanchez, no harm. Giants need hits and runs, down 1-0 as we go bottom 3. A single to Benji in the second, but Uribe hit into a double play, so he has faced the minimum so far. Randy Wynn, hitter number 7, followed by Aaron Rowan, and then Jonathan Sanchez, and Randy takes a strike.
He's always hit the Dodgers well.
And he's one of the few Giants that has seen Padilla before, Mike. He is 2 for 8 in his career against Padilla, who was an all-star with the Philadelphia Phillies back in 2002. Slaps it foul, second deck into the sellout crowd tonight.
You watch Padilla, and he really knows how to pitch with the fastball. He really understands the difference between a 4-seam and a 2-seam fastball. And he commands both sides of the plate with both of those pitches. And there are times he'll throw games where he might throw 100 pitches and maybe 10 of them, maybe a curveball or a split, and the other 90 are fastballs. Granted, one's a 2-seam, the other one's a 4-seam grip, but he really knows what he's doing out there with the fastball. One of the best in the league at using the fastball.
Just missed there with a four-seamer.
Tried to come front door sinker on it. Just, he did. I won't say he missed. He just didn't get it.
And then he walks Randy Wynn. So the Giants have a batter aboard.
Well, for comprehensive coverage of everything orange and black, you can check out pregame live and postgame live before and after every Giants telecast on Comcast Sportsnet, Authentic Bay Area Sports.
Not a bad show. I got to check that out every now and then.
Yeah, it's Chronicle Live. That's the one you want to see. That's where all the controversy is.
Only when we have Turco and Piper on.
Are you having fun doing that show?
I am.
Well, you sound great because it is a good watch.
And we enjoy doing Giants pregame live and postgame live when we have a chance as well. Giving you tremendous coverage of Giants baseball over on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. But there's nothing like being out at the yard.
No.
Calling baseball with you, Mikey.
Well, it's good to have you back.
See what Aaron Rowan can do, Mike. He's sitting in the 8th spot in the batting order. And he fouls that one straight back, and it's 0-2.
What he says when he gets in that batter's box between his ears is he wants to use the whole field. He wants to take what that pitcher's going to give him. Don't get up there and try and swing for home runs. You go up there trying to put a good swing on the ball, and all of a sudden, boom, home runs happen. But when he's hitting the ball to right field, that's when he feels like he's dialed. So many hitters say that, but it's really true with Rowan.
Ryan sets up way outside. Look where he is. And it comes back over the middle. He bit off more plate than he wanted to, Padilla, but he strikes out Rowan.
It's a big curveball, and the Giants just are freezing on it.
Rowan wanted time, Mike.
But he didn't leave the box. I mean, watch his hand go off the bat to call time, but he gets it back on it.
It's too late, right?
Well, I mean, he still was in position to get a swing off. I just think he was fooled on the pitch.
Right, Padilla's got, as you mentioned, the two-seamer, the four-seamer. Sanchez trying to butt on, and Padilla bobbles it. Still has time to get Sanchez, but he throws it away. Let's see what Randy Wynn does. Flannery going to wave him around. Randy Wynn. Was that ball touched down the line? It may have been touched. That may cost the Giants a run here. Don't touch the ball down the line. And they're going to throw him out. Wynn is going to be allowed to score. They are going to let Randy Wynn score the run. So it will not cost the Giants a run.
No, it cost them a runner at third base, less than 2 out. It's unbelievable. I mean, people have to understand what's at stake here. A big, just a bonehead error. He slipped when he threw the ball. It goes over the stands, and here this clown reaches over and stops the ball. And then he tries to throw it back out there too late. And people are just burying him down there. And he deserves it. That would have been a runner at third, 1-out situation.
Which is huge.
You cannot do it. And look at the grief that he's taking walking out of here. The fans are giving him what for. It's a big mistake.
Now they do allow Randy Wynn to score on that play. And they award Sanchez just the 1 extra base to second. Now here's Vela. It's time called now.
Now, if that same play happens and it's the Dodgers who are hitting and it's the Giants, that's a great play for a fan to go out there and interfere. I'm kidding. Don't touch the ball. Bottom line. Yeah, kind of wink, wink.
Just be smart about it. And we'll see how much of an impact it has that Wynn was able to score. Padilla bobbled it, had time to get Sanchez, but overshot the bag at first. We're a little more mellow on the West Coast on these kind of things. We'll see if that run counts. Maybe we won't. But if that happened, I remember that happened in Philadelphia a couple of years ago. They put the guy on the front page of the Daily News and just buried him.
Well, it really is unforgivable, and as hard as it has been for the Giants to score runs, I mean, that's a big run out there, a real run opportunity. Now, Sanchez may still score, it remains to be seen, but it's a whole different situation. The runner at second, 1 out, as opposed to third.
So that guy that got kicked out, he's listening to Dwayne Flem over on radio now as they take him out, and he's thinking, please come up with a base hit, Velez or Renteria, pick me up. Get me off the hook. A Randy Wynn walk to open the inning. And the Giants have tied it. Velez struck out his first time up. Padilla slows down the pace. Big curveball. You watch this guy throw tonight, Mike, and you wonder why the Texas Rangers released him. They have pitched much better this year, but the Rangers are always searching for quality arms.
Well, it makes you wonder. They have, that's been an organization that has been looking for pitching for many, many years. We'll watch the way this guy's throwing tonight, and it makes you wonder. I mean, he's 2-0 already in a Dodger uniform in 3 starts.
He really struggled right after the All-Star break with Texas, and when they decided to let him go, Velez got jammed. Sanchez will go to third, but Hudson will throw out Velez. Now, if Sanchez is over at third base, you don't know how the infield would have been aligned, but that could have been a run there. Well, now we'll take something with 2 outs. Sanchez to third now, and Renteria the batter. Renteria 8 for 16 of his career against Padilla, coming in, flied out to Juan Pierre in center tonight, his first time. There's been a trend around baseball, Mike, where American League pitchers this year have been released, picked up by National League teams, veteran guys, and they've given their team a boost. Seen with Grant Penny and John Smoltz and Jose Contreras until he got injured with Colorado, and with Sensei Padilla.
It's kind of directly opposite to where it was many years ago. It always seemed like you could get a hitter much easier than you could get a pitcher. And now it's kind of the other way around. But it is kind of odd that you had 4 veterans come out of the American League into the National League, and they're all making contributions.
Caught by Padilla. Actually, must have played it on a hop. He throws it over to Loney. So Giants did get just the one and do not score Sanchez. Tie the game, though, at 1 after 3.
Lopsided score, made a nice play defensively here, getting the runner out, and Posey in his first at-bat, came in the bottom of the 8th inning, got a standing ovation. The at-bat itself, well, nothing spectacular, check swing, strikeout, but it is official. Buster Posey, now a big-time major leaguer. And guys, remember, it was just about 6 weeks ago. He was living in the back of Kevin Franzen's parents' house in a cottage with his wife down in San Jose. Back up to you.
Well, they kick him out now? He's not still there? Franzen's are very nice people, Raj. Beautiful. Buster Posey, probably the most celebrated position player produced by the Giants' own organization since Wilbur Thrill came up in the 80s. So here is Casey Blake to lead off the top of the 4th, and AT&T Park is just stirring here after what transpired in between the half innings. It'll be Blake, Loney, and Russell Martin.
Yeah, it's become a pretty entertaining place here between innings. Good pitch.
And even more so lately. Count is 2-0. Remember, you and I worked a game in Washington a few years ago when they rolled out the dead presidents.
It's true, we did.
We were talking about, how could they do it in San Francisco? I thought it'd be Carol Doda would be the way to go, but
I was with you on that.
It came up with a better plan to go with the large heads of Kruk and Kite, which has been riveting stuff to watch here, Mike. I got to tell you.
Well,
you have one big head. There's a 4-pitch walk. Not a good way to start here in the 4th there for the Giants. Tied it in the bottom of the inning. Sanchez walks Blake. But Blake has been an antagonist here. Big game last night, and he singled and walked tonight. There's James Loney, who struck out his first time. The dead presidents, it's like 4 of them, isn't it?
Jefferson, Washington, Lincoln, and Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Baldwin.
Who's never won a race, by the way.
Not one?
Not one.
Well, they got like a 4-man thing going. They need to add a few more. I mean, you and Dwayne have had a nice little one-on-one competition. A little sprint off. Loney with a pitch taken for a strike. How have you guys done that? Have you been keeping track of?
Well, they're not really racing.
They're not racing?
No, they're just kind of dragging the infield and changing the bases. Just kind of floating around the ballpark.
If you guys going out for your morning coffee stroll?
Exactly.
Just kind of strolling. No big deal.
But tonight Dave made an appearance, which is
good. it lit up the place. Yes, we have a 3rd big head from the Giant broadcasting booth. 0-2 pitch to Loney. Sanchez misses there.
Struck him out with a curveball last time.
Came in and missed Mike, and it's 2-2.
That was an off-speed pitch. That was a split. He's got a real good idea of what he wants to do and what a pitch, even when it misses, will set up. Something soft down and in. It sets up something hard up and in.
Ground ball the other way for a base hit. Well, Blake goes to second. Loney with the off-field hit. And this is what lit the crowd up earlier.
As soon as Dave Fleming? As soon as that thing came trotting out, Dave Fleming got so red in the face.
Oh.
To me, that's the spitting image right there. Oh, yeah. The exit.
There he goes. There he goes.
He about run out of his vest there.
Look out for the mound, Dave. You know what the best part of it was? Vin Scully gave him a standing ovation.
Yeah. Vin has definitely enjoyed the big head show here the last couple of nights. He's the Hall of Famer.
That was beautiful. Did you know that was coming tonight?
We knew Dave was coming tonight.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Now Sanchez has good stuff tonight, but he's been pitching with a lot of traffic, a lot of runners on all night. As he falls behind Martin now 2-0, and his pitch count is up to 64.
Now this is a big pitch right here. I mean, this is where you got to get lucky. You work yourself into a get-it-in situation, then Dave Brighetti's going to come out and talk about it. Brighetti knows the weight of this pitch. I mean, you just struggle back and you tie the score, and all of a sudden you get a 4-pitch walk to start the inning out, kind of a C&I ground ball, and now guess what? In the first and second, nobody out, a 2-0 count to Russell Martin. This is a big moment in this game. And I think what you do out there, if you're the pitching coach, you go out and you just slow things down a little bit. And I emphasize the slow things down. That has been key for Jonathan Sanchez to be able to deal with all of the multitasking that goes on when you're in the middle of a mess like this. You've got to hold runners on. You've got to think about a pitch. And what Dave Brighetti has stressed and what has been so effective with Sanchez is just slowing it down. Go at a speed that you're in total control of. I think that's what Brighetti wanted to emphasize when you're out there to talk to him.
There's a strike.
You know, you slow it down to the point where you actually see it before you throw it. You're going to throw a fastball, curveball, whatever. See it in your mind before you throw it. And it's just a nice little spacing to be able to control the tempo. Good pitch. Sonya's being inconsistent on that side of the plate. And you can see some of the frustration now with Sanchez. He lost a couple pitches in the 4-pitch walk to Casey Blake, and here, in a pitch that clearly has been called a strike earlier this game, he doesn't get it. And now the difference between a 2-2 pitch and a 3-1 pitch is monumental.
Benji held it there for a long time and didn't get the call. And this one is lifted high and deep by Russell Martin down the line. And that ball is gone. What a shot by Martin. A 3-run homer to give the Dodgers a 4-1 lead.
A 3-1 count, you've got to get it in. You've got to challenge. Oh, that hurts. Just a case of getting squeezed, and there he gets it in there. 3-1, right there, belt high, middle in. It was just a matter of whether or not it's going to stay fair. No doubt about that one.
Russell Martin has had a very poor year. His home run production way down after hitting 13 and 19 the previous 2 years. It's only his 5th home run of the year, but that was a big one. A leadoff walk to Casey Blake. Loney the off-field hit.
One thing about the Dodgers, I mean, anything they do with the bats, they do not surprise themselves, ever.
Hudson down the line. This one will slice foul.
Oh, right there in the
McCovey loft.
McCovey loft. There's Pam. Good Giants fan. Saw her on the trip to New York. She went there with the Giants vacation group. Loves her Giants.
Hudson right to Renteria. First out of the inning. Well, after giving up the 3-run homer, the Giants will get Aldis Joaquin up in the bullpen. Sanchez up to 72 pitches now. There's Padilla, brought in the first run with only his 22nd career hit and 15th career RBI. Giants were down the whole night last night after giving up 2 right away. It was 2-1 until the Dodgers got a couple in the 6th to go up 4-1, and they blew the game open. But it's coming back. It's just been, we all know in the state of the Giant offense right now, Mike, it's tough to come back. But the Giants have come back from 3-run deficits this year just 3 times all year. And they've got to do it tonight.
Well, I think that you do it. You simplify things when you're down. You just start about get a leadoff hitter on. The leadoff hitter, I think that's a big key. You get leadoff hitter on, but just play for 1 run. Run them over, get a base hit, simplify things. You know, the one thing you can't think you're going to have to do is go out there and hit a 3-run homer. That's just, it doesn't happen. So play for 1 run. Execute situational at bats. Get you back in this ball game.
Sanchez now strikes out Padilla. 2 outs, bases empty for the top of the order, and Rafael for call. He was 0 for 2, bounced to second and struck out looking. Both innings the Dodgers have scored in. They did get the leadoff hitter on with an error and a walk.
That's the side of the plate that's been a coin toss. Sometimes it's been there, sometimes it hasn't. And that's what drives a pitcher crazy. You want it every time. Or you want it to be a ball every time. You want to know that, you know, don't call it a strike a few times, because you're going to go out there thinking you're going to get it even if you call it a few times. So you don't get it in a 2-1 count. Instead of getting a 2-2, you get a 3-1 count. That's when it hurts you.
Sanchez already up to 82 pitches here in the top of the 4th.
It's pretty much what happened last night in the ball game with Matt Cain. He was facing Kuroda, the right-hander for the Dodgers, who was brilliant last night. And after about 6 innings, Cain was at 100 pitches, and Kuroda was still at 52. Just a difference in the guy you're pitching to. The Dodgers are very patient. They'll work counts. The Giants are not that type of team.
Renteria will backhand, and he will fire out for call, but it's Russell Martin on a 3-1 fastball from Jonathan Sanchez. He loads a 3-run homer, and it's 4-1 LA. For any of the Rockies games, to take advantage of the 10th man $10 ticket. That's right. For $10, you're in. to help the Giants beat the Rockies, I should say. Go to sfgiants.com and enter the coupon code 10. It's the 10th man $10 ticket. For more info, sfgiants.com or call 1-877-4SFG-TICKS. Rockies are just underway tonight, playing in San Diego at Petco Park. We'll keep you up to date on that game. Here it's 4-1 Dodgers. Pablo Sandoval, Benji Molina, Juan Uribe against Vicente Padilla. Pablo reaching for one, will ground out to Orlando Hudson. Quickly one away.
Saw the numbers in the September of Pablo Sandoval. I mean, it's so characteristic of the first time that a young player gets the big leagues and plays a full season. When he gets to September, he's tired. And it's when you get to that September that you realize, you have to change some of the things that you do in the offseason. Remember, he's just 23 years old, and this offseason is going to be very important for him to get into a workout regimen that gets him stronger. And then the other thing, and this is what blows young players' minds, is not many of them do this in the lower minor leagues, but you have to work out during the season. And that's where it takes discipline, to be able to hit the weight room after a game when you're tired early in April and May.
Benji grounds one to Furcal. Furcal has all day to throw out Benji. 2 outs.
The first time you get to September, you're exhausted, and you say to yourself, well, it's tiring in September. What the heck is it like in October? That you can't even fathom how guys are strong enough to pitch and play in the month of October. But as you need to work more, you need to get stronger, and as you get stronger, it becomes doable. And the first time you get to October, you're prepared for it if you work hard.
And guys do it. Some guys right after the game is over going to the weight room. Some guys do it the next morning.
Well, I mean, working out for a 23-year-old player, usually just go to the yard, stretch it out a little bit, run a few sprints, take a few ground balls, take your beeps, and you're good to go. That's your workout. But that's not the way you're supposed to do it. And if you watch the veterans in this league, those are the guys when the game's over, they go back in and change clothes and head to the weight room, and that's when they do their weight work. There is no off day. Off days are just different types of workouts. You don't play baseball on your off days, but your workouts never change. But that's every young player has to learn it. And until you get to September after you play the full season, you really don't know what it's all about. The first time you do, you're gassed.
Uribe grounds one to third. Charging is Blake. And a scoop. And no, Loney could not make the play. Casey Blake just coming back last night. He had missed 5 straight with a strained left hamstring, and certainly bending over and fielding was a major issue.
It's going to be ruled a base hit. I think that's a good call. A swinging bunt for a third baseman, a very difficult play. Just throws low, and Loney, who's been very sure-handed this year in the Giants-Dodgers series, one of the few times he's not been able to save an infielder. So the Giants catch a little break here. Let's see what you need to take advantage of it.
So Uribe is on, and that'll keep it alive for John Bowker. I think the greatest example of what you're talking about that I ever saw, Mike, was 1990. Nolan Ryan throws a no-hitter his 6th. And I went down after the game to have him sign the scorebook, and he was on the life cycle, working out for about 45 minutes after he pitched his 6th career no-hitter. He was in his early 40s then. Bowker lines one to right and twisting and turning, but Kemp will make the catch, and the Giants inning is done. They get an infield hit from Uribe with 2 outs, but nothing more. Down 4-1 after 4. Phillies. Casey McGee also big game for the Brewers against the Diamondbacks. He too with a 6 RBI game. And we mentioned the Rockies are going to start just underway down at Petco Park. Esmil Rogers is making his major league debut against Tim Stauffer. So go deep at Bay Area Sports News every night on Sportsnet Central, only on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Jonathan Sanchez going to work here in the top of the 5th against Juan Pierre. Pierre 0 for 2. He's handled the top 2 hitters in their lineup, Rafael Furcal and Pierre. And it was the pitcher who had an RBI single, and Russell Martin, the big hit of the game, a 3-run homer in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, that's one of the keys to playing the Dodgers, is keep the rabbits off the base pads. You do a good job of that, you usually do pretty well.
Pierre draws the walk, Mike. Here comes Manny.
One of the things about Manny Ramirez, watch the front foot, how quickly he gets this thing down. And it's so important to be able to set your balance if you're going to use the whole field. He doesn't have a lot of leg kick, just almost lifts it straight up and drops it straight down. Just a very compact approach. And you know, you talk about the really special swings in the history of the game are those swings where you can combine power and average, and he's got one of those swings. It's beautiful to watch. A true master at his craft, although it is a bit painful when he wears the color of your rival.
Giants have more activity going to the bullpen. Brandon Metters is now up. Earlier it was Waldis Joaquin who was listening. I remember the Dodgers were early doing 20 at a visitor. When Barry Bonds came up in the booth when Manny was hitting, and that's the very thing he was talking about. Was how Manny gets that front foot down so well and always balanced at the plate.
Now he's swinging it well. I mean, you know that when he's using the right field side, but he's not the same guy we saw last year. Last year was one of the best displays of hitting I've ever seen. It just seemed like whatever you threw, if it came in the strike zone, he was going to have back leg in every swing. He never ever got his front foot. He waited for so long, just like Bonds. I mean, it's like Bonds got to see it just a little bit, millisecond longer because he was so quick to the ball and so compact with his approach. And that's the way Ramirez was last year.
Yeah, his 2 months in LA after the trade from Boston. Pierre takes off. Manny a swing and a miss. Throw to second base. Not in time. Pierre swipes it.
Now, whatever move that Sanchez has that's tipping the runner as to when he's going home, the Dodgers have, because they have been getting great jumps and Molina has had no chance. At Kemp, the stolen base back in the second inning, and here an easy steal a second for Juan Pierre.
Manny got jammed a little bit on that. Rowan getting lined up. Pierre will tag and he'll draw a throw. And a heck of a throw there by Aaron Rowan, and Pierre goes nowhere.
Well, that's the job of the guy at second base. For Juan Pierre, all he had to do was make a bluff to ensure that he was going to get a strong throw out of Aaron Rowan. And what you hope for if you're a base runner is an errant throw. But it's also an opportunity for an outfielder to show off his arm strength, because you don't have to throw it through a cutoff, man. Just wing it out there and throw it all the way out there on a fly. The fans like it. Well, outfielders like to show off.
Juan Pierre's envious. He does not have a great throwing arm. So that will be it for Jonathan Sanchez tonight. He does not go too deep in the game. 4 1/3. They'll bring in Brandon Metters here with a runner at second and 1 out to face Matt Kemp.
He's had a good season. And what we've seen here the last month, I mean, he's been using that curveball a lot. And it's something that happens late in the year when your fastball isn't quite as good as it was in April and May. But the one thing that's been very consistent is that his curveball has been a dandy. And he's one of those guys that has as much control with that big curveball as he does his fastball. 48 strikeouts in 59 innings.
So he'll face Matt Kemp. Kemp is 2 for 5 in his career against Metters with a home run. Riding back is Juan Pierre. Giants made a double switch and actually 3 different moves with John Bowker making the last out of the bottom of the 4th. They have taken John out of the game and bringing in Metters. There's a strike. Randy Wynn was in right. He is relocated to left field. And Nate Scherholtz has now taken over in right field. So it's Wynn in left, Rowan in center, and Scherholtz in right now. Bowker's left the game. Oh, 1 pitch. Off the glove of Uribe down the line. Juan Pierre will score easily. Matt Kemp hit that ball very hard. He's into second base with an RBI double. And the Giant deficit is 5-1.
The Dodgers just put so much pressure on you with their balance up and down their lineup. And they got guys who are confident. They take advantage of count leverage. You make a mistake in the strike zone, they just really don't seem to miss very often, especially when they've got runners in scoring position. I mean, there's a reason that they're leading the National League in hitting.
Matt Kemp has really arrived. You know, the Dodgers got Manny Ramirez last year right before the deadline. They were a sub 500 team, and then Manny just went off. Hit 396, 17 homers, 53 RBIs. And then he got off to a good start this year, and they were 21-8 when he had the 50-game suspension, Mike. But when they were able to do while he was gone, they were 29-21. They didn't score quite as much as they did when he got off to the big start, but still, I mean, Kemp and Ethier have really arrived this year. That's blocked by Benji. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, and they're complete players. You know, they're not guys that you have to cover up and throw a defensive replacement for out there in the last couple innings. I mean, they're the whole deal. They can play defense. They're good at the base pass. And even with the presence of Manny Ramirez in the middle of that lineup, I mean, you have to think that this is Ethier and Kemp. It's their team.
And it will be for a while. I mean, Manny's 37. This one will slice foul. So for the next several years, Mike, it's going to be the Giant young starters up against the young position players, the young hitters of the Dodgers.
Well, it's going to be up to the Giants to do something about their lack of offense this year. I mean, the type of pitching that they consistently have been getting this year, and as young as this pitching is, it's going to get better. They need to bring in some offense to give them some run support.
Strike 3 called. Metters a big strike out there. Crowd gets a kick out of the fact that Mighty Casey is struck out.
You'd like the offense, ideally, you come from your system. But it will definitely be the goal of the Giants in this offseason to be able to bring in some more threat up and down that lineup. And then, you know, whoever is assembled next year and is the opening day team, you hope guys have good years. And that's what happened this year with the Dodgers. I mean, You've got, as you mentioned, Ethier having a great year, Kemp having a breakout year. Casey Blake has had an outstanding season, 17 home runs and 73 RBIs. James Loney with 83 RBIs. Orlando Hudson's been a real plus. Yeah, so you have 5 or 6 guys having good offensive years. Your club's going to do well, and that's what you hope happens to you when you make a run.
Loney to Velez, and that will be the inning. But the Dodgers score another, knock Sanchez out of the game, and now lead 5-1.
The stadium, how they react to fly balls and ground balls. Sabian says it's a great new way to analyze players. So right now at the stadium, there are 4 cameras watching every move of the players, and they look at that video after every game. This is the only ballpark in the country that's doing it. Sabian thinks it'll happen across the league beginning next year. Guys, back up to you.
That is very interesting, Raj. I did not know of that. Good stuff. Here's Vicente Padilla working to Randy Wynn.
It's amazing. You walk down the video room. Danny Martin is in charge of that room. He's put together a room that is there's not anything it can do. I mean, you go in there and you say, you know what, I'd like to see San Jose Giants. I'd like to see their lineup. Listen, what about I want to see a kid down there, Roger Keeshnick. What's he got? There you go.
Really?
5, 6, 7, 8, 10 swings. Nick Noonan, what do you got? Bada boom. Here it is. We were watching Buster Posey. We were watching Brandon Crawford. We were watching Brock Bond. I mean, all these prospects down there, you just bring them right up and you can reference your entire organization. Same thing with pitchers. Every swing you take is chronicled here. Every pitch and every swing around the league each night. And you want to go back and say, what is Vicente Padilla? What do you have on him? You got his whole life down there. You get an idea about what he throws, what he likes to throw in counts, how he likes to work situations. And we talk about how it used to be really important for a leadoff hitter in the game to go out there and get a pretty good idea of what that pitcher's throwing. Take 6, 7 pitches and bring that scout report back to the bench. Now, the guys go into the video room and they know what this guy has, even if they've never had an at-bat against him. So they have a pretty good idea how they're going to approach him.
Ooh, just missed.
He didn't miss. He didn't get it. Little front door sinker, and watch the movement come right out. I mean, that's a good pitch right there.
He's thrown that repeatedly tonight. Almost a Greg Maddux type swing back there.
Identical.
3-2 pitch to Win. Nice play in the crowd.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Mom and Dad are proud.
Randy Wynn slaps it foul.
Padilla's taking advantage of a 4-run lead right here. He's just throwing fastballs, saying here.
Randy Wynn gets to play in front of his mom and dad almost every night they are here watching. And he is out again. Randy Wynn draws a walk for a second straight time.
All right, we're going to make this our Dr. Beer's sharp eye of the game. Our fan coming up with a nice play. Had him played perfectly. Oh, yeah. More bare hand than glove, too, I might add. To sharpen your vision, check out Dr. Beers at LASIK2020.com. Oh, yeah. The crowd loved it. Here you go, Mom.
I think he was always a hero to Mom, but even more now. Rowan struck out looking his first time. That's the at bat we wanted to call timeout as the strike 3 pitch was coming, couldn't get it, and it was not a great way to win the AB. This guy's curveball has been a nice compliment to his fastballs.
It's a good one, and he's had some creativity with it as well. He's backed off a lot of speed. We saw him throw one right at 60 miles per hour for a strike, I might add.
We've been talking about the Dodger offense and how good it is, but their pitching has been remarkably good as Rowan strikes out again. He is 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of strikeouts.
Well, last night, Matt Cain of the Giants held the Dodgers to 5 scoreless innings, earning fans $5 off select tickets to Wednesday's September 16th game against the Rockies. That's Matt Cain's next projected start. You can reserve your seats right now by logging on to sfgiants.com. To receive the Cain Zone discount, use the coupon code CAIN when purchasing tickets online.
Cain scheduled to go on Wednesday. The Rockies not certain who they're going to pitch. They are scheduled to throw Jason Hamill on Monday, Ubaldo Jimenez on Tuesday, and they've not decided on Wednesday. Giants will have Zito on Tuesday, Cain on Wednesday, and they're certainly hoping they can reinsert Lincecum on Monday. And Sherholt's first at bat of the game after taking it 0 for 3 last night. Did drive in a early run with a ground out. Rips this one down the line. Randy Wynn will head to third. Kemp's on it. Jim Flannery will hold him. That's a double for Sherholtz. And the two guys from San Ramon Valley High are on base. Wynn at third and Nate at second.
Well, that's what you need. You need to beat this team with line drives. You can't beat it with walks and doink ground balls. You got to come up and you got to bring some thunder. And this is what you do. A location mistake right at the belt. Just jumps on it. Nice flat swing. Watch this approach. Good little load. Perfect balance through the swing. And the ball just jumps off the bat of Nate Sherholtz. An easy first to third for Randy Wynn.
Randy, a couple of leadoff walks tonight. He has scored the Giants' only run so far. We'll see if Velez can get him in. First base is open. Renteria waiting on deck with one out. Talking with Joe Torre before the game, Mike, he said Padilla's been good, but he has been running out of gas as he gets back into shape. He is approaching 60 pitches. Giants seeing him now through the batting order for a third time. Now may be the time to pounce on this guy.
Well, challenge fastball on a 1-0 count. That's exactly what he was looking for. And if you were to design a fastball, you would probably design more knee-high fastballs for Velez to hit than you would belt-high fastballs. I mean, he's a real good low-ball hitter. And that 1-0 pitch is right to his fat zone.
Good numbers for Padilla in his previous 3 starts. He did get touched up in the 5th inning in his last start against the Arizona Diamondbacks. A 2-run homer by Chris Young. Dodgers have a terrific bullpen, so no activity yet. Velez 0 for 2, struck out and grounded out against Padilla. Martin coming way inside.
Trying that front door sinker. Giants need a hit right here to get this crowd into it. You'd be amazed at how a crowd can energize a dugout, especially when you're trying to come from behind.
Martin going to hop outside.
When you get young hitters that are geared to fastball, I mean, the old book on them is they'll swing as hard as you throw it. And you saw kind of evidence there with that last pitch from Padilla, just a big balloon curveball. And there wasn't a lot of bat speed in the swing. And basically what happened was Velez lost his lower body. Watched that front foot slide and just off balance. And there wasn't a lot of power behind that swing.
Crowd is ready to erupt.
That may have been the message that Russell Martin took out to Padilla.
I think they'd like to see Velez put one in the triples alley here. Martin's coming in again. Swung right through the curveball.
Came back, the other breaking ball. And I think that's exactly what Russell Martin went out there to relay to Padilla. Other breaking ball, just a mismatch. Yeah, the curveball for Padilla has been a good one. Yeah, in all fairness to Velez, I mean, it's not an ordinary curveball. It's a good one. Still, overmatched.
This is the first inning that he's even thrown 20 pitches. Dodgers' starting rotation has been a question mark all year. They recently added Padilla, as we mentioned, after he was released by the Rangers. They made a trade to get John Garland the day of the August 31st deadline away from Arizona. They've had some injuries. Randy Wolf was supposed to pitch on this series, but he's out with a stiff left elbow. Clayton Kershaw, a young left-hander, in the wall, shagging, and he hurt his shoulder like on his right. He actually dislocated his shoulder, separated his shoulder.
Well, I mean, it's just a rookie mistake out there shagging too hard in September. I mean, I guess you have to feel that they're fortunate in that he hit his right shoulder and not his throwing shoulder, his left shoulder.
But it is separated. He is trying to pitch with that. He may come back. And they may get Wolf back this week. The Giants may see Wolf next weekend when they go to LA. May come back in the rotation early this coming week. Renteria, good career numbers against Padilla. Takes one down the line. Foul. He's 8 for 16 lifetime coming in, but he's 0 for 2 tonight. Flied out to center, bounced out to second. Tomorrow the Giants will see Chad Billingsley. He has really been struggling lately up against Brad Penny, the former Dodger turned Giant. Two and two to Renteria with Pablo Sandoval waiting on deck.
That's all he got right there. That's a 97-mile-an-hour fastball in a reach-back situation. He had him a 1-2, and he tried to add, so we're still throwing 97. Amazing that 97-mile-an-hour fastballs can be picked up this late for almost nothing.
That is amazing. And Torrio will chop one to for Paul, who has a 97-mile-an-hour fastball to the zone. A little low there. Giants get a leadoff walk and a later double, but do not score. Still down 5-1 after 5. In New York, A's hit 5 homers and 1 yesterday in the Metrodome. They went 4-2 on this Saturday. Angels were cooled off a bit in 10. Blue Jays beat the Tigers. Indians 13, Royals 6. And those last 2 games are the big ones. The Red Sox lead the Rangers by 2 in a wild card chase. They were both rained out yesterday. Boston winning big and Texas losing. And Texas in danger of falling 3 back. And both of those teams, because of the rainouts last night, they're going to be forced to play double headers tomorrow. So those will be big ones for the American League Wild Card race.
Well, if you have to play double headers, this is the month of the year to play double headers. You get all the extra arms that you brought up after the minor league seasons are over. Your staffs are bloated. They can handle a few extra innings. Where you hate to see double headers is the last 2 weeks of August. That's when you're really vulnerable.
Russell Martin grounds one foul. Russell Martin has had the big blast of the game. A 3-run homer off of Jonathan Sanchez in the top of the 4th. He took a borderline 2-1 pitch that was called a ball. The count went to 3-1. And an inside fastball on the next pitch. And hit a high, majestic home run right down the left field line.
Ooh, good pitch, just missed. Yeah, that was the big swing of the bat in this game. That's the one that hurt. When he gets back to a 2-1 fastball that didn't get called a strike, and it could have been a 2-2 count, and it was a 3-1 count. And he hit it out of here. That curveball just a little high.
And Sognon, the home plate umpire tonight, Mike, with a tough strike zone for the pitchers at times. And there's a walk to Russell Martin. Let's go back to Martin's home run, Mike, on this 3-1 pitch from Sanchez.
Another close call. Well, here's our Cash Creek hit of the game, and indeed it was a 3-1 fastball. When Jonathan Sanchez did not get the 2-1 fastball, it became a 3-1 count, and on the next pitch, Russell Martin did this, home run number 5 and a 3-run blast, and that was a big hit in this game. That is our Cash Creek hit of the game.
Well, Martin has not been retired tonight. He's walked twice around the home run. And he's taking off. Hudson, a ground ball to the les. Hudson will move him over. Martin is second base, one away. Vicente Padilla is going to stay in the game with a 5-1 lead and cruising. Well, he will hit. Big crowd tonight. Place is sold out. There are some seats available for tomorrow, and also seats available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for the huge series against the Rockies. Padilla got the scoring start of the night with his bases loaded 2-out single off of Sanchez. Right.
Curveballs, sliders, and more curveballs when you're pitching to pitchers. Runners in score position.
Struck him out. Padilla is retired, 2 away as we take a look at the National League scoreboard. Reds cool off the Cubs 7-5. David Wright 6 RBIs in Philly. Cardinals are trying to pass the Dodgers for the best record in the National League. They lose today at home. Marlins over the Nationals. Astros win again. They're playing very well at home. Casey McGee a 6 RBI game as well in Arizona. And the Padres have scored first. They lead the Rockies 2-0 now in the bottom of the third. There's a strike to Rafael Furcal. I'm not sure it's a good thing the Rockies fall behind or not.
Well, it hasn't made much of a difference the last 8 days. The Rockies with an 8-game win streak. Last night down 1-0 with Keith Bell on the mound in San Diego, and they managed to pull one out.
Late game magic there. Jorvi Torrealba with a 3-run double off of Bell last night.
They got the one thing going that you need when you're making a charge in September, and it's the different hero every day syndrome, and it's happened to them. You look around baseball and you see what teams it's happening to, and you know that those are the teams that have the chemistry.
Rockies are 64-32 under Jim Tracy. McCall lays off the high one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ramirez in the hole on Pierre's on deck, and then it would be Manny.
Just missed. That's good eye up there. I mean, Furcal's always been that type of a hitter where he knows that strike zone. He makes you work. It's just that it drives you crazy when you're out there and you think you've made a real good corner pitch, and you're thinking that guy at the plate has got to at least respect that corner, go out there and protect. And when you just take it and spit on it, it can frustrate a pitcher a bit.
Count goes full.
Furcal, one of those guys. I mean, he just go 0-2 to a 3-2 to a walk with the best of them.
Well, the Dodgers have put pressure on every single inning except the first. Sanchez was real good, a 1-2-3 tidy top of the first, but since that point the Dodgers have scored in 3 of the innings and just constantly pressuring. The call down the line, hit a curveball in the corner. Also Martin will score and the Dodgers add another. So even after the home run, Mike, by Russell Martin gave him a 4-1 lead, they keep adding. Now it's 5-1, now it's 6-1.
And that's the balance we talk about up and down their offense, where it's just not 3 or 4 guys that you sort of wait for them to hit. I mean, it's up and down the lineup. I mean, you saw a lot of contribution from the 7th spot in the lineup, a big 3-run blast from Russell Martin. And you get contribution when you do create an opportunity with a man in score position for the top of the lineup. A 2-strike, 2-out RBI by Rafael Furcal. He has 39 RBIs for him. Up and down this lineup, they've got distribution of offense, and it's just so consistent. And that's what puts pressure on the team. The other thing, too, about this club, you don't have anybody up there that's just hacking. They take pitches, they work counts, they have a good eye. And that's what wears a team down. And the other thing, too, right now, the Giants pitchers think they have to be perfect. Because they're not getting a lot of offense. They're thinking they have to be perfect. And when you think you have to be perfect, you're throwing your strikeout pitches early, you're trying to nibble early in the count, you fall behind. And that's when bad things happen. Nothing relaxes a team more than offense. Nothing. When you have a team that's consistently putting 4 and 5 and 6 runs up on the board, you don't think if you give up a 2 or 3 run home run early in the ball game that you're going to lose. You're simply setting a bar that your team's going to go out and score as many or more runs on. And when you have a confident team offensively, everybody relaxes because of it. They make up for mistakes that you make as a pitcher. When you don't have that type of feeling about your offense, it stresses a staff out eventually.
Yeah, will slice one foul to stay at 1-2. This game started at 6:05, or 5 minutes to 8. We've been playing about an hour and 50 minutes. How many of the hour and 50 minutes have the Dodgers been batting, do you think, tonight? Like an hour and a half?
Well, it feels like that.
It seems like the Dodgers have been hitting all night.
Furcal with an enormous lead at second base.
Yep, Dodgers are done now. Pierre is a strikeout victim, but they add another on the double by Rafael Furcal. We go bottom 6. Giants down 6-1. Huge games. Giants lost last night here to the Dodgers 10-1, and they are down tonight by a score of 6-1 as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 6th. Vicente Padilla has been just outstanding. Pablo is 0 for 2. He's bounced out to short. He's bounced out to second. Top 3 hitters in the Giant order, Velez, Renteria, and Sandoval, are combined 0 for 8. And they have hit just 1 ball out of the infield.
Got a full house just waiting to get in this ball game, and it just becomes more and more frustrating. And as Benji Molina talked about it around the batting cage of this, we need to relax. Everybody's grinding so hard, and just you get the weight of the world on your shoulders, and that bat gets heavy. You just have to relax. Have a good at bat. Another guy has a good at bat, couple line drives. All of a sudden, everybody starts hitting, and you can throw a few runs on the board, make some noise, get the crowd into it.
Sandoval lifts one to left field. Manny Ramirez is back, and he'll put it away. One away.
All right, time now for our Fry's Scenic Shot of the Game. When we go to the streets of San Francisco, the trolley car bringing Giants fans closer to the ballpark. Oh, yeah.
That's a cool way to come here, huh?
And that is our Fry's Scenic Shot of the Game. Can't quite get to the ballpark with a trolley car, but you can
just
make
fun
a connection.
to ride it. A lot of different ways to get here. Giants only have 3 hits tonight. Benji has 1 of them.
You think back when the Giants were last here, they had a 3-run series against the Rockies and they smoked them. Swung the bats well, and they were charged up and headed out on the road trip to go to Philadelphia and Milwaukee, and just offensively just fell flat. And they really have not recovered. They had the one game, the Monday game against San Diego, to open up the homestand here. You were thinking, all right, here they go, they're back on track. And then games 2 and 3 of the San Diego series just could not get it going. And then last night, just 5 hits, a couple of runs.
Benji reaching. Orlando Hudson will put it away. Mike, do you think the injury to Lincecum has had any inflation of the energy in the clubhouse? I mean, it kind of happened when he got hurt. They've lost 3 in a row here. Now maybe when he comes back and pitches against Colorado, the reverse can happen. He can re-energize this team before they meet the Rockies again.
No, I don't think so. I think that the start that he missed, I think that was an energy start when they brought up Madison Bumgarner, who threw 5 1/3 innings of good baseball, allowed just 2 runs, gave the Giants a chance to win. No, I really don't think with him missing the 1 start that has affected the mindset of his club. It just has everything to do with offense, and the offense they have not been able to generate. I mean, what is Lincecum's goal every time he goes out there? It's the same as the other 4 starting pitchers. It's to keep his team in the game, give them a chance to win. And Bumgarner did that. So, I mean, from an energy standpoint, the Giants, I thought, had energy because of the much anticipated start of a phenom in the minor leagues. Bumgarner, who had gone 27-5, I think, in his 2 years in minor league. I mean, everybody was curious as to what this kid had. Well, he kept him in the ball game. There's Bumgarner on the right side of your screen.
Just gave up a couple of solo home runs, one to Chase Headley and one to Kevin Kuzminoff. Otherwise, he pitched extremely well.
Oh, he was fantastic. There's his line: 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. I mean, 6 base runners in 5 1/3. That's, boy, you do that consistently throughout your career, you're going to do real well.
And he left with the lead.
He did.
On to Uribe. Last time the Dodgers were here, you'll recall they won the first 2 games of the series, and then a very hostile environment on that final day game with all the missed calls by the umpiring crew with Gary Darling. It was Uribe who ended the game with a walk-off home run. And he had a horrible day that day at the plate, dropped a pop-up, but in the end, he ended it with 1 strike.
High fastball up around the letters, and he went halfway up the bleachers. And that's the energy you're looking for this time of year.
So Uribe keeps the inning alive. This is the pitcher spot in the batting order. Well, Fred Lewis is going to come up and pinch hit, and Joe Torre is going to get some activity going in the bullpen. Hung Chi Kuo, one of the very best that he has out there, will begin to throw. Rick Honeycutt, very good left-hander throughout his major league career with the Dodgers and also the Oakland A's. There's Fred Lewis preparing to pinch hit. Dodger bullpen is outstanding, and they have also, since we've last seen the Dodgers, added George Sherrill, former closer with the Baltimore Orioles, who's now a left-handed setup guy. Strike.
Pitch number 83 for Padilla, still throwing hard. The guy who uses a lot of fastball like Padilla will use, in the old style way of telling the guy's tired, is he starts to elevate. You lose the knee-high location, he'll come up around the belt. That's when he starts to get hit. And that's what's happened to Padilla here. He's starting to get the ball up.
One to Lewis. Did he swing? Yes, he did. On the appeal to Brian Gorman, the crew chief, he went too far. 1-2.
All right, check it out. Did he go? Oh, yeah. Good call, Brian Gorman. I didn't think that was a very offensive ring him up either from Gorman. You know, I always thought, I asked myself, if I was an umpire at third base and they asked me if the guy went, what kind of a strike sign would I give? It would be an obnoxious one.
I'm not surprised, man. Can't have a former pitcher doing that. Hudson, great range, 3-time Gold Glover, will flip it on to Loney, and that is the inning. Giants don't score. 6-1 LA after 6.
he's going to get hurt. He dives around the bases too often. Guys, back up to you.
All right. Raj, good stuff. And Eugenio, and here is Waldis Joaquin in the game to face Manny Ramirez. This misses off the plate at 97 miles per hour.
That is nasty stuff. And Waldis Joaquin, I think he's got one of the more impressive fastballs we've seen come up out of the minor leagues in a while. He go mid to high 90s with big, heavy movement, and this is what he has done here at the big league record. 30 2/3 innings, 6 strikeouts. And what a thrill for this young man to be throwing against Manny Ramirez. Joaquin just 22 years old, but he has got an electric fastball.
Obviously, Joaquin grew up in the Dominican Republic. One day dreaming he would face big league hitters like Manny Ramirez.
And they call a pitch into a baseball card, and it happens when you're a young player and you obviously are a fan of the game as a kid, and you get a chance to come up here and play against some of these guys you rooted for when you were young. It's different. I mean, you have to learn how to do it. You have to learn how to stay within your rhythm. The tendency is you overthrow to these guys, and that's when you make mistakes.
Manny to right field, hit it well. Sherholtz back to the wall, will not get it. Boy, did he blast that off the bricks. Manny's going to go to third. That was a bullet.
Well, that's the swing that has really put him on the map as a professional athlete. And he's had it since he came out of the minor leagues. An inside-out swing with power. And you can't emphasize just how great a swing it is until you see it in a situation like this, where you can take a 97-mile-an-hour fastball working in on you and turn it around and use the power of the fastball against the pitcher. And look at Manny picking him up and laying him down. Still has pretty good leg speed. Belly slide for style points.
Manny hustle. There's a strike. Manny, last time he came to AT&T, was struggling, and then he got a swing right. And he's been struggling a little bit. Even Don Mattingly's been saying he's been a bit off balance. He's been pulling out too quick, but when he hits the ball that hard to right center, he is back on his swing.
I don't see balance being a problem with him in this series. He's had a lot of really good opposite field approaches, and obviously this last one, the best of those at bats going the opposite way. You can't hit a ball any better the opposite way than that.
And again, he hit a home run off of Danny Herron of the Arizona Diamondbacks Wednesday night in Phoenix, and it was the other way, right out to right field. So here they are again, poised to add more. After the Martin home run made it 4-1, they scored in the 5th. A single run, they added a single run in the 6th, and now they have a leadoff triple here in the 7th.
You know, watch the back leg lock and the hips rotate right through with the swing just inside the ball, knob lead. And that ball is driven the other way.
That is classic Manny.
Great swing.
Ball got away, and Manny will come down the line and score.
Now you hate when it happens when you have a runner at third base when you're behind big in a game and you wild pitch him in, but really not, I guess, time enough for Benji to get enough body in front of this thing. I always said the hardest pitches to block are fastballs and split finger fastballs. And when you're throwing one at 97 miles an hour, you don't have a lot of time to get body in front of it. But Benji Molina definitely out of position to try and block that.
Another one by Joaquin overthrowing here. 2-2.
Exactly what he's doing. He's just overthrowing. Angry at giving up the opposite field home run to an idol, and all of a sudden you get into a runner at third, less than nobody out situation. You're trying to strike out the hitter, and you throw too hard. That's all part of growing up within the game. And when you have a 22-year-old out there with great stuff, I mean, you see the potential in the stuff. It's just being able to handle the situation and stay calm and utilize that great stuff with location.
Joaquin pitched most of the year at AA Norwich, had a sub-3 ERA for the defenders. 2-2 pitch. Strikes out Kemp. Reggie will flip it down to Pablo to complete it, so he gets the strikeout, one away.
Well, those aren't going to make him feel that much better. He's still ticked off about giving up a triple to Manny Ramirez. That's the thing about being a pitcher. I mean, you go out there and strike out the side. That gets a home run, or you give up one run or one hit, you're ticked off. Strikeouts are just outs. No different than a line drive to the third baseman.
There's a strike to Casey Blakebike. The Dodgers have scored in 5 half innings tonight, and in all 5, they got the leadoff hitter on base. 3 by walks, an error, and Manny's triple.
Well, that's how the Dodgers have put pressure on him. I mean, last night, a similar situation. Just, you know, the wave of offense was coming, and it just, you know, the Giants just could not stop it. But to get back to that one point we made earlier about, you know, offense forgives a lot of mistakes for pitchers.
Pablo knocks it down. Not enough, though. Blake is on.
And nothing relaxes a team more than offense. I mean, you get a team that can score runs. And I go back to the 1970s, the Big Red Machine in Cincinnati. We had a game one time in Chicago. We jumped off to like about an 11-1 lead. It was like the 4th inning. Pete Rose was playing third base right in front of our dugout. The Cubs dugout has always been on the third base side. And after the inning, when we took the 11 run, or scored 11 runs, took the 8 or 9 or 10 run lead, I forget what it was. He comes running by our dugout and says, "Yeah, that ought to be a pretty good game." And they wound up winning 14-13. But that's the confidence that the Big Red Machine had. You know, and over the years, I mean, there have been, you know, offenses like that. It just gives a team swagger. I mean, they don't even care if a pitcher or if a pitching staff goes out there and throws a shutout. They give up 6. They have the confidence that they think they're going to score 8 or 9 or 10 or whatever it takes. That is really the confidence of a team. How they swing the bats, and when they're not scoring, those clubhouses get quiet.
Vicente Padilla talking it over with Rafael Furcal. Meanwhile, the count goes 3-0 to James Loney. And he walks him on 4 pitches. Giant bullpen right now is silent, so Joaquin's going to have to work it out. Dave Righetti will come out and make that point to him. Russell Martin will be the batter. He has had the big hit of the game.
Fourth inning, a 3-1 fastball, middle in at the belt, and he stayed inside it nicely, kept it fair. And it was fair by about 8-10 feet. And that made a 1-1 ball game, a 4-1 ball game, and the Giants have not been able to recover. You see the movement on that 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and you see the potential of Joaquin. I mean, he's up here, and he's young. He's 22 years old, but there's going to be a time when he harnesses that, and he's able to stay within a rhythm where he's not overthrowing, and he's take advantage of movement, velocity. He can put location with it. And then look out.
Justin Miller has jogged out of the Giant bullpen to warm up. Russell Martin has walked, homered, and walked. Ground ball to Renteria. Now will be cut off by Uribe at third. Runners will move up. Blake to third. Loney to second. 2 away. Orlando Hudson. He'll swing around a bat left-handed now. 0 for 3. Coming in. There are a few guys in baseball with the double ear flaps. There's a strike.
It makes too much sense if you're a switch hitter. I only have to look for one helmet instead of 2.
Otis Nixon. He wore the double ear flaps.
Otis, my man, Nixon. His brother Donnell, a good Giant, good teammate.
Orlando will ground one to Eugenio Velez. That'll be the inning. Leadoff triple by Manny Ramirez. He scores on the wild pitch. Dodgers score again. We will stretch here 7-1 LA. One in the 5th, 6th, and 7th, and they've opened up a 7-1 lead now. It's a mighty tasty $6 burger there. Hung-Chi Kuo is in for the Dodgers.
Another guy you're going to see a quality fastball with. The numbers for Kuo, 28th game that he's been in, 28 strikeouts and 22 2/3 innings. A lot of people believe that this guy could be a closer. He's got that kind of stuff.
Randy Wynn has to change helmets. He will bat from the right side here now against Kuo. A little late on that fastball. See if the Giants can put a little pressure back on the Dodgers. When I made that point, when it was about 5 minutes of 8, we were playing for hour 50, and seems like the Dodgers have been hitting all night. The guys in the truck actually figured it out. Through 6 innings, we had 2 hours we were on the air.
Yeah.
The Dodgers were hitting for 1 hour and 20 minutes. There were 20 minutes of commercial times. I get that $6 burger in.
Yeah.
And the Giants hit for 20 minutes.
That's not good.
The Dodgers were hitting for 1 hour and 20 minutes, and the Giants for 20 minutes.
Now, what is that? How do you relate that in football terms?
The time of possession.
Oh, okay.
But the thing is, though, when you have the ball in your hand in baseball, you're on defense, so that's not good. You want the bat in your hand. All right. So now they have taken Manny out of the game, and they have realigned their defense. Juan Pierre's gone from center to left. Matt Kemp goes to center. Andre Ethier is the new Dodger. He is in to play right field. Manny Ramirez will rest up for tomorrow. And Brad Penny. Well, it's pretty hard to play defense, Mike, when you're in the field for almost the entire game.
Well, it wears you down. And your legs are not getting tired when you're a team that's hitting for an hour and 20 minutes. Your legs get tired if you're standing out there on the defensive side of the ball and you're an hour and 20 minutes out there. It's pretty much the same thing last night.
Randy Wood has walked twice tonight, so he's done his part. Not this time. 96-mile-an-hour fastball from Hung-Chi Kuo, and Randy strikes out. One away.
It's the fastball we're talking about. It's you have a guy out there, see, basically, tell you what's coming, and they still have a hard time hitting it. That's a bad man.
Hung-Chi Kuo was on the disabled list. Since he has come back, he has been just about untouchable. He's allowed just 3 earned runs in 17 2/3.
There's his slider, and then another strikeout, swing and miss type breaking ball.
Rough night for Aaron Rowan, hitting out of the 8th spot in the batting order. He is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Ground ball to third. Blake will cut it, spin, and throw out Rowan. Nice play by Casey Blake.
You say that a lot about Casey Blake in the series that the Giants and Dodgers have played this year. He has been fantastic at third base. And he has a lot of range. And we're going to make this our Lexus Pursuing Perfection play of the game. Look at how far left he goes. He 360 squares to his target and throws a perfect strike to Loney. And this is as good a range to the left as we've seen from any third baseman in the National League this year. That's our Lexus Pursuing Perfection play of the game.
And remember, he missed 5 straight games coming into the series with a strained left hamstring, so moving around that well is a good sign for the Dodgers. This Dodger team they've been up and down a little bit this year. They haven't been as good lately since the All-Star break after the great start, but they don't have a lot of holes. Sherholtz finds one here. Nate is 2 for 2 off the bench with a double and a clean single to center.
He can hit, and what he does against left-handed pitching is remarkable. And we, teams just really have not been able to figure him out when they're pitching lefties against him.
Eugenio Velez has had a rough night tonight. Couple of strikeouts and a ground out. 0 for 3. He had a big at bat. Runners at second and third, one out in the fifth. Giants one good chance to get back in the game, and he struck out on the curveball. First pitch swinging. He flies out to Juan Pierre, and that be it for the Giants in the seventh. We go to the eighth. Dodgers 7, Giants 1.
Brad Penny making the start tomorrow against the Dodgers, his former team. And one thing we've learned about Brad Penny real quickly here, he wears his emotions on his sleeve. He's 2-0 so far for the Giants. He said tomorrow he'll be looking with the Dodgers. No extra motivation. I don't know though if I believe him, Greg and Mike. There's a lot of bad blood between the two teams, especially between he and Larry Boa, the Dodgers third base coach.
Well, he was very honest talking to you last night, Raj, about Larry Boa, saying he's not a big fan of Larry Boa's, but they actually crossed paths before the game, and they had a long conversation. Not sure how it ended or if they resolved it, but Boa and Brad Penny did hook up before the game tonight. There's a strike to Andre Ethier.
Well, I think Boa is the perfect complement to Joe Torre. Joe Torre is pretty much smooth and steady. The guy who throws a few quarters in the pond is Larry Boa. He will ruffle feathers, and he doesn't really care if he upsets people. And I think it's kind of a two-man act that they have going over there.
Good cop, bad cop. And of course, Larry was with Joe in New York, and that's the role. That's why he brought him out here, to be the heavy.
And he doesn't care. He does not care. Never has. He never will. If he upsets the feelings of somebody, that is, he won't even give that a second thought.
Ethier draws a walk. So the great theater tomorrow, Mike. This is something Dwayne Kuiper brought up the other day at his radio show. But when Brad Penny has to exit the mound, he's going to walk right past the third base coaching box, and Boa will walk by him. So they're going to come pretty close tomorrow. We'll see how it all plays out.
Well, he's not going to say a whole lot. I mean, Penny's too big. You know, you're not going to see a Pedro Martinez, Don Zimmer type altercation. This is not going to happen.
I hadn't thought of that. That would be something. We'll see. Giants just need a well-pitched game tomorrow. They need to get some runs off of Chad Billingsley, who's really been struggling lately. Well, the Dodgers get the leadoff hitter on again. And again, it's via walk. Six of their 8 hitting innings, the leadoff hitter has reached 4 of those times by walk. And every time the leadoff hitter has scored. See if they can keep it up here with Ethier at first base.
Good hard slider down and in. Good to see Justin Miller back throwing. He had a problem with an elbow about a week back, and he's rehabbing himself back into a situation where the pain is gone and he's good to go.
Renteria will flip to Velez. The call runs too well. He's out of the double play, reaching on a fielder's choice, 1 away.
Yeah, if you're going to get for call on a double play, he's got to hit the ball really hard right at somebody. If you get kind of a medium ground ball, you got no chance, especially when it's from the left side. You know, and Eugenio's got a good arm. Doesn't have, he's not that quick getting it out of the glove and into the hand, but still too much speed for call. 3-9 from the left side of the batter's box. That's good speed.
Pierre takes a strike. I feel for call coming back from the back surgery in the offseason, just not been stealing bases. There's 6 in total on the year.
You know, I think one of the reasons he doesn't steal is because he's a belly slider. Has always been a guy that likes the belly slide on a base, on a stolen base attempt, and I think that belly slide hurts his back. Stealing bases beat you up. I mean, I heard that. I can't tell you out of
how many career stolen bases do you have?
I think 2. And it was one of those situations when I went
dive in head first.
No. No.
Roll over on your right shoulder.
That was just nice, clean. But I always did it when there was 2 outs. I get a base hit or a walk, and I'd be on first base, and I figured, well, they're not holding me on. I had none speed. I mean, Benji and Molina and I would have a good race. But if you're safe, you're in scoring position. If you're out, you lead the next inning off with your leadoff hitter. So I mean, I think it's a good play.
So on your stolen bases, you went in and just ran down to the base. They didn't have to slide in or play or throw. Or...
The first one was against the Houston Astros, and Joe Niekro was on the mound.
Barehanded by Uribe. Pierre is out.
Nice
Pablo
play.
stayed on the base. Nice play by Pablo. Gets up slowly and moves his back around a little bit. Let's see how he did this.
Now again, Pablo Sandoval, for a guy that started out the season, he's going to be a catcher, third baseman, and then all of a sudden he's a third baseman, first baseman, and they get him with room to spare.
What a play!
Eric Hanover just wanted to make sure his foot was in contact with the bag. Took a while to make the call, and indeed, they got him.
And he had to readjust. All right, Doug Mientkiewicz is going to hit here, Mike. All right, Joe Niekro's pitching.
So it was one of those deals. I had a 2-out knock, and I'm at first base. Nope, not holding me on. So I decided on my own, I'm going. So I take off, and Niekro throws a knuckleball about 10 feet in front of home plate, and it bounces and it goes to the backstop. Well, I'm, under a full steal, right? I slide. It took a day before they went back and reviewed it before I got the stolen base.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I just wanted to get 2 because I wanted to have one more than Bruce Sutter. And that was my goal.
Tom, how many did you have in your career?
I think 2.
3.
Was it 3?
3. You were caught twice. You're way past Sutter.
Yeah, the third one was a blur.
Suter had one.
He did.
He had more than a Hall of Famer. He had more stolen bases than a Hall of Famer. Wasn't Ricky Henderson, but. Ooh. And Cavich got drilled by Joaquin.
That cannot feel good. As hard as he throws, as heavy as his ball is. That has to hurt. And that's going to be it for Joaquin. Fastball right on the ribs.
And Doug Mientkiewicz really had to work hard at all to come back this year. He was told at the beginning of the year he would not play after dislocating his shoulder in April. So Joaquin hits Mientkiewicz, and the Giants go back to the bullpen here. 7-1 LA, threatening for more here in the top of the 8th.
Had some problems getting his arm up in proper throwing position, was underneath everything. It really showed up in his fastball. Elbow got hot, had a little therapy, took a little time off, and here he is again. Glad to see him back healthy. You know, he's had a major arm surgery. They rebuilt his shoulder a few years ago. Never had any problems with his elbow until the last week.
There's a strike to Matt Kemp.
You know, it's amazing the way guys feel about surgeries now as opposed to 10 years or 20 years ago. Now it's not a problem. They have got it down to an art form now.
For all the problems you had in your career, if you were playing in this generation, you would have played a lot longer, huh?
Well, I mean, I got 17 years at it, and I was a starter, so I threw a lot of innings. But I think that this generation is lucky because, you know, what they can do in the training room, what the physicians can do. I mean, what Dave Greshner can do with his staff is remarkable. And Dr. Akazuki, the team's orthopedic surgeon, is just, you know, he's one of the best. And you don't fear getting hurt. I mean, and that's how you play. The motto now is go to your blow, then fix it, then go to your blow, then fix it, then go to your blow, then fix it, then go to your blow, and then you fix it, and then you go to your blow.
And then they fix it.
And it's, guys don't have fear. I mean, they go out there and let it hang. And that's how you should play this game. Fearless. And you can do that because, you know, they can rebuild you.
Well, right now their projects are a couple of Cy Young Award winners. It's getting Tim Lincecum back, and also Randy Johnson with that toe and rotator cuff. He's planning on making a comeback here before it's done. Sandoval will retire Kemp, and that'll be it. The Dodgers do not score in this inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. RJ will throw a simulated game on Monday. A 10-3 final. They're going to face Ronald Belisario out of the Dodger bullpen, making his 59th appearance of the year. And what a find this guy has been this year.
Well, indeed he has. I mean, you look at those numbers. 54 strikeouts against 25 walks in 62 innings, and he's got great stuff. I mean, he's got big-time sink and a strikeout slider, and a guy that could get you a ground ball and a strikeout is such a great asset to have on a club. You know, you just don't. I mean, most sink is right around 90. When you see mid to high 90 sink, that jumps off the page at you.
This is a guy, Mike, that didn't pitch at all. He missed the entire 2005 season. He missed the entire 2006 season while recovering from elbow surgery. And in 07, he pitched the entire year in the minor leagues. It was 97 miles per hour for a strike. He also pitched the entire season last year in the minor leagues at Altoona, and the Dodgers signed him as a free agent this offseason. He has been a revelation. Count is 2-2 to Edgar Renteria.
What he and Troncoso have done to the Dodger bullpen is invaluable. And for two guys that really, you didn't know a whole lot about them before the year started. That is amazing sink right there at 95.
Renteria strikes out one way.
I mean, this is bell high. Usually, you don't get big sink up there. You get fade. It bores in on a hitter, but this thing just bottoms out. I mean, if you're Edgar Renteria, you got to wonder. You got to go check the ball. I think he's scuffing it or putting pine tar or a slippery element or something on it, because that's not normal.
Quiet night for Renteria. Quiet night for the top three hitters. Sandoval 0 for 4. Renteria 0 for 4. Pablo Sandoval 0 for 3. Giants need to get Sandoval to catch his second win here. Seems when he's going, Mike, the lineup does feed off of him. They really need him to contribute. Hits this one to right and well struck, but not well enough. Ethier will take it, shy of the track, 2 away.
Well, I just think that September caught up to him. And it happens. I mean, you're so vulnerable the first time you get there. And you say, well, wait a second, he was there last year. Well, last year a little bit different. He had a lot of time in the minor leagues. The travel is not as demanding. The pressure is a different type of pressure. First time you go wire to wire from April to September as an everyday player at the big league level, it's a grind when you get there to September. You're not prepared for it. And you get tired. And you're tired. When you're tired, your concentration is affected, and it really shows up in your at-bats. And he's hitting right around 215 this month of September, and that's not what he's all about. And Giants fans know that.
Long ball by Molina. That didn't take long. 1, 2, 3. Down go the Giants. We go to the 9th. 7-1 LA. Russell Martin, the big hit, a 3-run homer in the 4th, and the Dodgers have added to it. 7-1 they lead as we go to the 9th inning now. Oh yeah.
Yep, he has not lost his attitude. Having a good time. Yep, I want to party with that guy.
Right after we're done. Sellout tonight. 18th sellout of the year. 41,710 here. And we have reached the 9th. Casey Blake going to stay in the game and get another at bat against Justin Miller. He has reached base 3 times with a couple of hits, a walk. Now tomorrow Brad Penny will go. It will be a 105 first pitch here. Dwayne will be on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area tomorrow. Dwayne will rejoin Mike for the broadcast.
You know, the other thing, too, if you watch how Joe Torre has played these games the last couple of days, I mean, he's had ample time where he could rest a lot of people, and he has not done that. And he won't in the month of September. As he prepares his team for the playoffs, I mean, you can really let a team go stale by getting them too rested going into a playoff situation. You got to keep your team with an edge.
Another leadoff walk.
Doesn't take long to lose an edge in this game. You get too much rest on a team, all of a sudden their eye to the strike zone starts to fade a little bit. Start going out of the strike zone, chasing pitches they didn't chase before. That's why, I mean, it's not a bad thing being a wild card when you're grinding and you're going down the last couple days and your team's on edge and you don't know how it's going to do it. Everybody's pushing. That's a great way to go in the playoffs. Sharp, confident. But I guess if there's anybody that knows how to prepare a team for the playoffs, it would be Joe Torre.
He's been there a few times.
He has.
13 straight years. Made it 12 in a row in New York. 6 American League pennants and 4 World Series titles. And his first year last year with the Dodgers. Dodgers last year only won 84 games. If they win tonight, this will be their 85th win. More than last year. And they shocked the Cubs in the first round last year. Wound up going to the National League Championship Series, losing to the Phillies. Three and one to James Loney. Loney with a base hit and a walk in 4 plate appearances. Wow. That was up there a long time. James Loney unloads. Number 12 for Loney. All 12 he has hit this year on the road.
Well, there's the mistake to location up there at the belt. I know it's unfortunate when you make contact, they elevate on contact, and for a guy with power, even in a ballpark where it's not easy to hit it out to right field, see ya.
Nine to 1 Dodgers. What has been most impressive to me, Mark, is the way they have continued to grind after Martin hit the home run. And they were up 4-1. Padilla was dealing. They got the great bullpen. They've scored almost every inning since.
Well, that's what great offenses do. And, you know, we talked about the accomplishments that this Dodger offense has had this season. They lead the National League in hitting. And it's up and down the lineup. And I think it's really been the strength of this ball club is that they do grind you, and they do have that confidence that if they're down they can come back, and so often they have done it this year. And it explains why they have 84 victories coming into tonight's ball game. A confident bunch. They create opportunity. It just seems like every inning there's opportunity. A leadoff walk becomes a rally, and all of a sudden they capitalize on runners in scoring position. It just snowballs, and you can't stop it. But I mean, you know, for the Giants, they could take a lot of pressure off of their pitching staff too, where the pitchers don't feel like they have to be perfect. And the Giants have just been totally shut down offensively in these first 2 games. In fact, you go back to the last 4, they've really struggled. And they know how important it is. But they have been handcuffed. Last night, Hiroki Kuroda. Tonight, Cynthia Padilla. It's not going to get easier tomorrow with Chad Billingsley.
Hudson draws another Dodger walk. Here's Bochy, and this is Not what he's looking for here late in the game. He'll be walking people. There's 2 more walks in the inning and the home run, so he's going to make the move to the bullpen here. 9-1 Dodgers still batting here in the top of the 9th. The numbers on Marquín Valdez, Mike, making his 45th appearance of the year.
2-1, 5.72 ERA, and this is an important outing for him. He wants to finish strong, but of late he has not had command of his slider or his changeup, and it's been pretty much all fastball.
And there's a strike to Andre Ethier. Ethier came into the game late to play in right field, so Manny could exit early, and he drew a walk. The Dodgers have drawn 8 walks tonight. They have the 10 hits, but 8 walks mixed in, and 5 of those walks have been leading off innings.
Yeah, those are the killers. The 5 walks where you create opportunity for free to start an inning. Those hurt you. It has not been a good night in any part of the Giants game, and they need to do better tomorrow.
Giants have not had too many games like this. I remember when the Dodgers were here in mid-August, the second game of that series kind of got away from them when Joe Martinez started, but they have not been blown out too much. And now to have it happen in back-to-back games in one of the most important series is tough.
Yeah, to do it against your rival is even more difficult.
Well, we have thought this team has been done before. You know, when Ryan Spilborghs hit that grand slam, thought it was slipping away, and the Giants were able to rebound from that. Ethier broke his bat on that swing.
I'll tell you one thing, though, in this series, we've seen some great bat head throws. Saw one last night that went out past second base. I forget who hit it, but this one here with Ethier equally as impressive, as it almost went out to Eugenio Velez out at second base.
Troy Tulowitzki hit a home run for the Rockies to cut that deficit from 2-0 to 2-1. It's almost getting to Heath Bell time again.
I think it was Matt Cain that hit the ball last night. Grounded out to third, but the bat head went out past second base. So that's impressive stuff as far as I'm concerned.
You're a connoisseur of that.
Well, I'd lie to you if I said I didn't enjoy the sound of a broken bat. I think that's a challenge out there for Giants fans. Do me a favor, see if you can record that for me. I want a whole CD.
On your ringtones?
That would be better yet. Get a
Let's call Mike here. I'll get that.
Broken bat ringtones. There's an idea for you.
Andre Ethier lifts one to left center. And he went a back pedal and put it away. 2 outs. The Giants and Dodgers will go tomorrow. James McDonald up in the bullpen for Joe Torre. Last time we saw him here at AT&T, got a little dust up with Pablo Sandoval. Torre's going to pull out Rafael for a call, get him ready for tomorrow, and the veteran Juan Castro will take an at-bat.
So you're not going to be here tomorrow?
I am not.
What do you got going?
Tomorrow, I'm actually off tomorrow night. I may drop by and see you. Although I do have a day off.
Are you a Monday night game?
Monday night. The Raiders open the season against the Chargers. Niners will open their new year tomorrow in Arizona. Valdez bouncing one to Castro, and the count is 3-0. You got your fantasy team all ready to roll, huh?
I do. I'm ready. Fun time of year.
Who's your quarterback?
Peyton Manning.
He's okay.
I hope so.
He's a decent player.
Who's your guy?
What quarterback would I take if I had one pick in the NFL draft?
Yeah.
I think that guy Drew Brees in New Orleans. He may put up a few yards, throw a few touchdowns. Is he the first pick or Adrian Peterson?
AP.
Ground ball to Velez. Dodgers settle for 2 on the home run by James Loney. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. Giants need 8 on 9-1.
To 1. Let's get to our Budweiser player of the game. A lot of choices for the Dodgers, but we're going to go with their starting pitcher, Vicente Padilla, shutting down the Giants tonight. 6 strong innings, allowed just 3 hits. Had the Giants off balance all evening, allowed 1 run, and that was unearned. Our Budweiser player of the game, Vicente Padilla. And guys, a great late season pickup for the Dodgers. He's been fabulous for them so far.
Yeah, he's been their version of Brad Penny, released by the Texas Rangers. Right around the same time that John Smoltz was released by Boston, and Brad Penny was released by the Red Sox as well. Uribe did not lay off that high one. And he's down 0-2. Giants need an abundance of base runners here. James McDonald is in, the hard-throwing right-hander.
There you see his year, his report card. 39 games he's been in, 4.14 ERA. It's a hard thrower. He's got a good fastball. He didn't have a lot of movement on his fastball, which you can teach movement. But a curveball 12-6 though, and that's a nice breaking ball you have right there. That's his strikeout pitch. And the other thing, too, he's pretty predictable as to how he features his stuff. He likes to get ahead with fastballs and then finish you off with that big hook.
Uribe strikes out. Travis Ishikawa is going to get an at-bat. So Chad Billingsley tomorrow against Brad Penny. It'll be on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. The Giants pregame live starting at 12:30. And Dwayne and Mike will reach you at 1 o'clock. We were looking forward to this start for a while, ever since the Giants signed Brad Penny, Mike, and now we're looking forward to it even more because it's a huge one, trying to break what will probably be a 4-game losing streak.
Kuroda, last night's starting pitcher for the Dodgers, who was fantastic.
He retired 19 in a row. Ishikawa. But the breaking ball comes up empty, and McDonald has struck out Uribe, and now Ishikawa. Giants are down to the last hope tonight. Randy Wynn, a couple of walks. He has struck out. On the ground to Loney at first, and that will be the ball game. Padilla over Sanchez. Dodgers hit a couple of big home runs. James McDonald will finish it up. It was a Russell Martin 3-run blow in the 4th inning. That was the big one. Loney added one for a little extra icing. Pablo Sandoval took an 0 for tonight. He went 0